Hey guys, this is Execute OSRS, and in this video I will be giving 7 tips for free-to-play players, new and old, to get further ahead and gain some general knowledge that they may not have known before about RuneScape. Since you are a free-to-play player, you do not have access to the entirety of the game in regards to the best places to train and other skills and gear. However, these 7 tips will help you if you do decide to become a member, either with buying bonds, using in-game currency, or using real money. So, this will be a series of videos that are going to be broken up into 3 different parts. This video is going to be the tips video. Another video is going to be going into more depth into tip number 4. You will see why in a couple of minutes. And a training video, which is more specifically the best ways to train combat in preparation for Dragon Slayer, since that is the main goal that you want to complete in free-to-play to really progress to becoming a very efficient member in the world of RuneScape. Tip number 1 is do the Stronghold of Security. The Stronghold of Security is located in the Barbarian Village just outside of Varrock on your way to Falador. I have the routes you need to take to go through the dungeon up on screen. Feel free to pause and look at them. They're in order. It goes pretty much the way it goes on screen. Going through this dungeon, especially if you're a new player, will give you some hints on how to keep your account safe, and it also forces you to sign up for the 2-step authenticator to get the final reward, which is a total of 10k and some cosmetic boots. Once you finish going through the different layers of the dungeon, you will be able to use the portals to go from room to room, or I guess layer to layer, instead of going through the mazes again, and we will most likely be revisiting the Stronghold of Security in the training video that I'll be putting out in a couple of days. Tip number 2 is to do every single free-to-play quest. If you need any guides on how to do them, I have a guide for each of the free-to-play quests, which give step-by-step instructions and kind of walks with you through the whole quest instead of it's just like a walkthrough. It'll be walking with you because I don't use any teleports in the beginning, especially because I know a lot of people don't have the teleports already. So I just kind of figured I'd walk with you. You get the time that you kind of need to set aside to complete the quests because I'm walking through the entire thing. All the quests can be done on a level 3 account except for Dragon Slayer. However, I'm sure you can complete Dragon Slayer if you put your mind to it on a level 3, especially if you have like Rings of Recall, if you remember. To complete every single quest up until Dragon Slayer, it takes around 2.5 hours if you're walking like me and have no teleports. If you do have teleports, that time will be significantly shortened to probably an hour to an hour and a half. Tip number 3 is to get a full set of rune as soon as you can. The sooner you are wearing the best armor that you can, the better you will be off. And pretty much as a general tip, always be wearing the best armor and using the best weapon, especially the ones that you can afford. There's no reason to be using adamant when you could be using rune, especially if you have 40 attack and strength and defense. Like it would be useless because you won't be gaining as much XP and furthering yourself into the game. However, the rune plate body is locked behind the Dragon Slayer quest, so the rune chain body is the next best thing you can use if you have yet to complete Dragon Slayer. Tip number 4 is to get base stats to be more efficient. So the full explanation of the whole base stats thing will be going into a more depth version of that in the next video I'll be putting out. And that'll pretty much be giving the methods that I recommend that you do, and alternative methods that are probably more expensive to do, and the actual stats that will be on screen right now that you see. It'll give reasonings behind why you do all of them, so you're not just thinking like you're doing it for no reason. Like I will give an explanation on why each and every stat is important for when you become a member. However, you can do whatever base stats you would like to become a member. It's just I think it's the most efficient way to do it, and that's just my opinion. So if you have other opinions, make sure you leave it in the comments below, and I will definitely check it out, and hopefully other people will be able to kind of learn off of what other people say to do. Tip number 5 is once you have the stats that you are happy with, like if you followed everything from tip 4 in the next video and you are completely happy with the stats that you have and you're ready to become a member and you have just enough money to buy a bond and you're on the edge about if you want to buy it now or do you want to save up and buy it later, buy it right now. As soon as you have enough money to buy it, once you have the stats that you want, buy it, because it is so much easier to make money in a member's world. especially even if you're starting from scratch. There are so many more ways to make money starting from scratch than there are even in free to play. So I suggest that if you have the money, buy it definitely. And yeah, so that was tip 5. Tip number 6 is to always have your money working for you if you can afford to do that. So this simply just means that don't let your cash stack just be a cash stack and sit in your bank. That is doing nothing for you. I suggest always investing in like a new sword or better armor, especially because you'll be gaining more XP, so it'll help you in the long run make more profit in the end. If you are a more experienced player, definitely flip in the GE or merch. I will have a guide for anybody that's new out there watching this video that don't know what these terms mean. I will be making a guide, a very in-depth guide, because I've flipped for multiple years in the past, and I've made a lot of money doing it. And I will hope that'll help. Just as like a general note, if your money is always sitting in your bank, you're losing out on potential profit. So the more money you invest in yourself, really, the more money you'll make in the long run. Tip number 7 is to never not be doing something. So pretty much, if you are logged into your RuneScape account, don't just be standing there, because that is wasting time and XP. I know this is kind of an elitist way to look at things, especially if you're a new player and you don't really know how to do things. But instead of just standing there and being AFK, like if you're doing homework or talking to somebody or really anything, you could be doing wood cutting like I'm doing now, or you can be fishing, and you can always be getting XP, because that'll always save you time in the long run. This is coming from someone that has played the game for 13 years and have done bank standing and AFK, and I've never gotten to the point where I wanted to be, and I know if I didn't do that kind of stuff, I would be getting close to the point where I'd like to be. There are a lot of AFK stats, but woodcutting and fishing are really effective to train AFK, because you really don't have to look at the screen for very long. Well, thank you guys for watching. If you made it to the end, please remember to hit that like button, especially if you've learned something that'll help you become a better RuneScape player. Or if you have any other tips, remember to leave them in the comments, because I'm sure if there's new people watching this video, they're definitely looking for more and more and more to be, a better player. So please leave your comments. I'll definitely comment back, especially if you comment. And anything would be appreciative. Remember, if you ever want to talk to me in game, my name is Execute OSRS in game. I would be playing on this account a lot of the time. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you guys in the next video.